Make sure that we've got everything rocking and rolling. Put a hashtag hello lovely in the comments below. It's your little way to wave to me and say good morning as well. Today I'm going to be doing a base face, kind of taking care of all the foundation, the basics, kind of working that out with you. I know a lot of you have been reaching out saying, I have some questions about foundation, so I am here for you. I'm here for all those questions. And then later today, I'm actually creating a Bridgerton inspired halo eyeshadow look. So you're gonna wanna keep your eyes peeled for that tutorial, as that's gonna be coming in for you. For those of you who don't know me, hi, my name's Mary Larson. I'm a mom of two. I podcast with my husband Blake about all sorts of things that bring us light and joy, including books and televisions and movies. And I also love to help people feel more confident and creative when it comes to their makeup. So come on in and say a little hello. I see Caitlin Marie on Instagram. Good to see you, Caitlin. Nice to see you there. Now, I started off already. When we're talking base face, we're talking, your skin, we're talking your foundation. You really need to make sure that you're working on your skincare. Those of my friends who are in my Marvelous VIP group right on Facebook, I go in there live frequently and I do my skincare routine. You really want to make sure that you have a clean face to start off. You want to make sure that you have moisturized and use some eye cream to really help tighten and brighten and hydrate under your eye skin. And then once your base face is done, I start off with primer. It is a crime not to prime, my friends. Primer fills in pores and fine lines. Also is going to act like a Velcro to hold onto that beautiful makeup that you're putting on your face. I currently am using the hydrating primer just because of the time of year that it is. If you're someone who has oily skin, you may want to use mattifying primer or just my regular primer. This is my favorite though, particularly for under eyes. So if you have dry, crepey, or more mature under eyes, I would even just buy my hydrating primer just to put even just under your eyes, as we need as much hydration as possible under there. Hey Christine on Instagram and hey Julie on Facebook. Say hashtag hello lovely in the comments so we can make sure those things are working. When you put on primer, you want to let it sit for a little bit. It needs to sit so that it can kind of fill in all of the little cracks and do what it needs to do. So what I like to do is kind of get the rest of my face raring to go. I am going to put on a little bit of eye primer, which is a bit tackier, and then I'm going to put some concealer on there. So I'm trying to figure out which combination I like better, putting concealer on first and then eye primer, or eye primer and then concealer. So we're just going to be playing along a little bit. Eye primer has a bit more grip. So if you are doing an eyeshadow look, which I've been focusing on a lot this month because of all the mask wearing and everything, we really want to bring attention to our eyes. Eye primer is going to have more grip, and it's really going to make your eyeshadows pop. And for those of you who need to draw on your eyebrows, maybe you have very sparse eyebrows. Anyone here have the teeny eyebrow club? Maybe you overplucked them, or just maybe over time or due to medical issues you lost your eyebrows. You can actually take this eye primer and put it on your eyebrow area, and it's really going to hold on to your drawn on brows. You can also utilize it if you have issues of smudging underneath your eyes, or for your concealer creasing. You can also use eye primer there as well. For me, I particularly just need it on my eyelids. Hi Julie, thank you so much for the hashtag hello lovely. Oh, thank you. And hey Sandy, Disney World Dropout, remind me of your name, because I've seen you pop up here on Instagram a couple of times and I want to make sure I can give you the proper hello. It's so tough when you just see Instagram handles. Right, so as I said, I am doing my eyeshadows in a different video. I'm going to do a pre-recorded video to create a Bridgerton inspired halo eyeshadow look with my special limited edition metallic eyeshadow palette. I love this palette. It just works so beautifully, and you can mix it with your other matte shades or other eyeshadows, but I'm going to be doing that in like a pre-recorded fast video form. Today I wanted to share with you my base face. So I am going to go in now with a little bit of concealer, as I have I have like veins and freckles and stuff on my eyelids that I like to create a really nice blank canvas. Not everybody needs to do this, but if you're doing a more dramatic eyeshadow look, if you feel like you have discoloration on your eyelids, if you wear glasses even, just having like a nice blank canvas, getting rid of any of that discoloration really makes a big difference. Hello Bryn on Instagram, how are you? Hello Patricia and Sandy on Facebook. We got Julie, another Julie there. Thank you for the hello lovely. You guys know how I like to roll. Feel free to share this video into your stories or on your personal Facebook wall if you think it'll be used to any of your friends. I'm going to pop a little bit more concealer on this other eyelid so you can already see a little bit of the difference. It's just brightening. Right, I'm not using like a particularly super light shade. I'm just trying to get rid of the veins and get rid of those freckles so that way when I put my eyeshadows on, it's not a big old muddy mess. Some people have some brown tones in their eyelids, some people have red. For me, it's like purple veins and freckles. So even though I love my face, I love my skin, if I'm trying to do a pretty eyeshadow look, I just want it to be a nice blank canvas. So I just used my finger, as you saw, just patted it in. Now my concealer does have a lot of skincare elements to it, so if you really are trying to make sure you're working on anti-aging, if you have fine lines or darkness or anything like that, you may want to check out my concealer. Thanks for the hashtag. Hello, lovelies Karen and Sandy. Can I tell you a secret? This is half calf. I am so tired today. So tired. I don't know what's been going on. I do know what's been going on. It was school vacation week last week with my kids. I'm using my stick foundation. This is the shade Lace. It's one of the lighter shades, but not the lightest. It's still light-ish. And believe it or not, I'm spray tanned. So I go from like being translucently pale to snow pale when I spray tan, and so this is my dark shade, believe it or not. Anyone else have those issues, pale girl problems? What's really great with the stick foundation is you can go as light coverage as you want or as full coverage as you want. You just draw on your face like a kid with a crayon. I focus on the areas where I have my age spots, where I have a lot of discoloration. I've got a lot of pink in my face. It's just my Celtic heritage, so I focus more on like the center of my face, and then I draw like right on my age spots. And then I'm gonna blend it out. I love this foundation this time of year. It's super hydrating, nourishing, looks really natural. My poor husband, I love him so much. He's such a good sport. When I try different makeup looks and I try different foundations, he comes home from work and I'm like, how does this look? Does it look like it's my face? Did I put too much on? Did I put too little on? So he's a really good judge. Because things look sometimes different on camera, things look different to me. So just know, anything I share with you, it has been not only Mary approved, but Blake approved. And he would tell me if it looked cakey or gross or didn't match or anything like that. Trust me. He's told me many a times, ooh, what did you do today? Oh, I tried something new. And that's one of the cool things with makeup, is you get to try new things, especially now in the pandemic when we're not necessarily going out every night on the weekend or we're not seeing friends in real life as much. Try different things, try new skills. If you do need to try some new makeup from me, know that I have an amazing love it guarantee where you get to try your makeup for 14 days risk-free. I want you to try it out, do different techniques, message me, make sure it works for you, make sure the color's right. And then if you don't love it, we send it back and we get you 100% of your money back. Okay, you work too hard for your money for you not to love what you spend it on, all right? I hear so many stories of people who like go to different stores or purchase things online and they just don't love it. And then, you know, it sits in their makeup drawer. I'm just touching up where my little age spots are. Or, you know, if it's clothes or whatever, they just kind of hold on to it, but it doesn't bring them joy. If it doesn't bring you joy, let's get you your money back. Let's find something that does work for you. And I do have actually a 90-day guarantee. For those of you that kind of procrastinate or you kind of forget because life gets in the way, don't worry. You still get credit. We can still exchange it. So no matter what, I care about you and I want you to be happy with what you got. So that is my stick foundation in the shade Lace. It toned down my redness. I went a little heavier on my age spots because I really don't want them to shine through. I'm working on focusing on my eyeshadow look later, so I want my base face to really be flawless. Hello, Destiny. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Noor. Hello, LJ. How are you? Now I am going to contour a little bit. So contouring is part of my base face. When you do medium to fuller coverage foundation, when you really want to cancel out the redness, the age spots, the discoloration on your face, you are going to want to put in the color back with contouring, bronzing, and or blush, okay? Contouring is going to add dimension. It's going to slim your face. When you do it more full coverage like this, you're creating a nice blank canvas, but it also just kind of becomes like two-dimensional, and we need to kind of chisel some of those features out. So I'm going to contour underneath my cheekbone. You can kind of take your finger. If you're home right now, you can just do it. I won't tell. Take your finger and kind of wiggle it down. You're going to find where your cheekbone starts to cave in. That's where we're going to add a contour line. We don't want to add it down here. We don't want to add a 5 o'clock shadow. If you have a larger forehead, if you can fit 4 fingers or even 5 fingers, we will want to contour that forehead to make it look like it's starting to kind of cave back. Contouring adds that dimension. It looks like things are being more angular. You may want to slim down your nose. I know when I go more fuller coverage foundation, my nose starts to look a little bigger, so I like to slim it down. You can see my natural shadow is more like here, so I fake it and I make the natural shadow a little bit further in. You can also make your lip look fuller by adding a little bit of a darker shade underneath your bottom lip to look like your lip is so full that it's casting a shadow. Wow, cool, right? And if you feel that you have a little bit of a sag here or a double chin, you can add a little bit of contouring here, and that's going to once again create a faux shadow to make it look like it's a little bit more sucked in. There's tons more like complicated contouring techniques, but know that if you're on camera, if you're doing zooms, if you just feel like your face looks rather flat, adding contouring isn't necessarily going to make you look fake. We're not going Kardashian. We're not doing like crazy drawn out. We're just trying to make you look more realistic, slim down your face a little bit, and add that dimension back. So feel free, let me know how you guys are doing. Do any of you watching contour? Or if you don't, let me know that as well. So once again, I've got that little like divot right here, whoop, and I'm going to draw a little line, draw a little line. I have a forehead, so I'm going to contour a bit right along the hairline. I want to slim my nose a little bit, so here is where the natural shadow is. I'm just going to draw a little bit more inward to make it look like the shadow is starting a little sooner. If your nose is a bit longer than you'd like, you can actually draw a little bit right there. I'm fine with how long my nose is, so I'm not going to go there. I am going to add a little contour underneath my lip and then a little bit underneath my chin to kind of add that dimension. Super easy. I had gotten a question asked yesterday, like, do you need to use a certain type of foundation to contour? No. My favorite is the stick foundation. I just get a darker shade. I just get a shade that's like 2, 3, maybe more shades darker than my skin tone, and then I use that to contour. Hey Sarah, how are you? And what this is doing is it's creating like a shadow. My cat is going wild. If anybody else has had your kids home and then they're back in school today and your pet is like super clingy to you, please let me know. I think my kids, like, they played with the cat all week for vacation week, and now the cat is like, you're my only stimulation. It's like it's like she's Princess Leia. You're my only hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm her only hope for stimulation. All right, so I'm blending. When you blend your contour, do not be like a big smush, okay? Do not just go crazy. We're not trying to create a beard. You're trying to keep it nicely saturated right there. A trick you can do is kind of lift it up right here to make it look like it's kind of cupping and holding your cheek a little bit to make it look lifted. But remember, it's going up and out, and that's going to give you a more lifted appearance, adding that dimension, slimming that face down a little bit, and doing what we needed to do. I blend slightly, and then I go back in with my foundation brush and I just blend out the edges, okay? So right now you might be like, girlfriend, you gotta blend it a little bit more. I know. Don't worry. Don't worry, I gotcha. I need my bigger mirror though because I am blind. I'm blind as a bat. Yes, my kids are back in school and the cat is just bananas. She's no joke bananas. If I go downstairs to podcast, she's following me. I've had to actually close the door when I've had team meetings or whatever because she's so obsessed with me. I love her so much, but like, give me a little breather. She's smothering. So I'm taking whatever is left over, going around my ear, going down here. As I said, I kind of already blended underneath my cheek. I'm just gonna blend underneath my lip to make that lip look a little fuller. And then I'm going to carefully blend on my nose. So I am slimming my nose, right? I'm casting that shadow, making it look like it's happening a little earlier on my nose than I did before. I'm kind of bringing that color up to my brow. Some people also can like bring it up to your brow bone. So play around with that. Use this time when you're not in public to play with makeup, to try new skills. If it messes up, if you don't like it, you could just wash it off. It's not like you dyed your hair a crazy color and you hate it and you're kind of stuck with it and it cost you lots of money. Trust me, try different things. If you don't love it, I'm going to help you tweak it a little bit, or we're going to send it back and get you your money back. But test yourself. Say, okay, I've been wearing the same kind of makeup for the past 5 years, been doing the same kind of routine. If it's been 5 years since you've been doing the same makeup routine, I gotta tell you, age, gravity, it's changed you a little bit. So we might need to zhuzh things up and add a little something to it. So right now, I'm taking my foundation brush. I'm going to go to where the edges of the contouring meets my foundation, and I'm just gonna softly blend that. And this is where the magic happens. Blending is going to be the game changer for your makeup routine. It means it's an extra step. It means it's going to take you a little longer. But if you don't blend, you look like a clown. Same thing with your eyeshadows. If you don't blend your eyeshadows well, you're going to look crazy. But if you take the time to blend things together, it just looks really, really seamless. It looks like it's your face, and I don't know, it just up levels your whole makeup routine. So let me take a quick look. Bada bing, bada boom. By doing that contouring, I've added a bit of dimension, slimmed my face, slimmed my nose, made my forehead look less big, got rid of some of the shadow from coming underneath my chin, and it's made my face look more normal and natural. So I've got that full coverage foundation, canceling out the redness, covering my age spots, but now with that contouring, I look like a bit more normal of a person, right? That big brush, yes, this is a Minute with Mary brush, Christina. Hi, Kim, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. All right, so base face, that's what we're working on right now. I'm gonna go in and do some concealer, okay? Once again, I say it a lot in my videos. You're gonna think that if you do the makeup that I do, it's gonna take as long as I take. No, I'm like teaching you this. Trust me, it takes me so much less time to do my makeup when I'm not talking and going live. So I'm taking my concealer. I actually use the back edge of my concealer. I go inside that inner corner and I do a little bit right there, kind of below my eye bag, and I'm doing a little bit kind of right out here. Now I'm going to take my ring finger. Your ring finger has the least amount of pressure out of all of your fingers, and then I'm just going to pat it in and spread that product. The thing with this concealer is it's jam-packed with skincare and nutrients and caffeine. So it's gonna really help tighten and brighten your skin as you use it more. It's gonna help really hydrate that skin as well. It is really, really full coverage, and it's buildable. So I need to stress, if you have purchased this concealer from me and you're not loving it, you need to use less. You need to use less and just pat it and trust the process, and then you can add more. But you're gonna see a lot of people, particularly younger people. I'm 38, I've got some dryness under my eyes, I've got darkness under my eyes because #mom life and a pandemic, and I also have some fine lines. I cannot apply crazy gobs of concealer like I used to, or like you see young people do online. If I'm alone in this, let me know. But if you have tried to put on concealer like the Instagram people do, and then you just look like a clown, or actually highlights your fine lines more, let me know in the comments. Let me know I'm not alone. And if you can do it, good for you. Rock it, baby, rock it. But I love, love, love this concealer. So it dries really quickly, okay? You're gonna wanna blend it. You can blend it either with like a powder concealer brush and just kind of blend it like that. Particularly for me, I just like to use my ring fingers. You're gonna see me use my fingers a lot. A lot of people who wear makeup, they wanna use brushes all the time. I feel like we were given the best tools ever with our fingers. So I'm not hardcore highlighting. I'm not taking like 5 shades lighter than my skin tone. I'm trying to kind of match my skin tone a little bit. And then I am gonna go in and touch up right where I feel like I need that extra coverage. Your under eye skin, I sound like a frog right now. What happened to me? My under eye skin is the thinnest skin on your face. There we go, got the frog out. It's the thinnest skin on your face. So you're not gonna wanna have a layer of foundation and then gobs and gobs and gobs of concealer. It just can't handle it. If you've got too many layers on it, it's just gonna like burst out at the seams. You know when you have a soft taco and you're really hungry and you put way too much stuff in and then you can't fold the taco up and it just spills out? That's what you're doing to your under eye concealer and your fine lines. It's busting out, man. It's actually gonna do what you don't want it to do. It's gonna actually accentuate your fine lines. So do just a little bit, really focus on your skincare, okay? Focus on your skincare. I cannot impress you upon that enough. Get yourself some great eye cream. If you need some recommendations, hit me up. Less is more when it comes to under eye concealer. You notice your balls up? It's too much, Kim. That's what it is. You gotta use a lot less. So just do like one little dot and then press it out and tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. And then if you need a little bit more, do a little dot more. If you want, Kim, since you're my VIP group, you can actually watch the tutorial from Friday night at 7 p.m. live with Tony, with Antoinette. She has a great she shares some really great tips on how to use less concealer. So let me know. Karen says my makeup routine is way older than 5 years. Yeah, so we need to change that on up a little bit, Karen. Brittany loves that I can bring a taco analogy into makeup. I can bring taco analogies into anything. Because I love tacos. Hi, Brienne. Hey, Anya, how you doing? Good to see you guys. So I've brightened up my under eyes a little bit. I didn't go so crazy, though. I didn't do like crazy highlighting. You can still take your concealer and do the opposite of contouring and add a little bit of light down the center of your face. It's just where the light naturally catches. Once again, you can use your fingers. You can use a blending bud. I'm not going hardcore with a super duper light color. I am going to take a damp blending bud and just kind of press it to help blend it quickly. You can also use your foundation brush. I'll just do that. Hi, Janine. Thanks so much for doing the hashtag Hello Lovely. You guys all know that's your little way to give me a hug, a high five virtually. It just brings so much joy to my face when I see that. There we go. Okay, so I have my full coverage foundation on, covering age spots, redness with my stick foundation. I contoured a little bit to add the dimension and warmth back into my face. I used a little bit of concealer to peek up underneath my eyes, add a little bit of highlighting down my face. Now I am going to, how do I want to do this? Do I want to use setting spray or setting powder? I think I'm going to do setting powder. All right, so I'm going to do some setting powder to lock this makeup in place. You want to do some kind of setting product for your base face, whether it's a setting spray to keep a dewy finish. Setting spray is also great if you have a lot of texture on your face to help press the makeup in. Setting powder is another great option, especially if you kind of want to mattify things a little bit. So I've got a lot of dewiness going on as I've got my hydrating primer and I've got stick foundation. So I'm going to do a little bit of setting powder. Boy, do I need this right now. What do you need, Janine? Do you need just all the base face tips, all the concealer tips? That's what I'm here for, guys. And that's why I just said I just wanted this video to be about the base face. I am going to be doing a really pretty eyeshadow tutorial, but I'm going to pre-record it, so it's going to be fast forward, and you guys can just kind of see the tips that I have about it. So I'm just taking this fluffy brush. This will be available soon on my website. It was a limited edition brush that I got during the holiday sales, but it will be coming out soon. But it's just a nice big fluffy brush that I'm using to apply my setting powder. Setting powder is great because, as I said, it's going to kind of mattify your makeup. If you do get a little bit oily throughout the day, or if you're wearing a mask and you kind of need that barrier so that your mask doesn't pick up your makeup, setting powder is going to be a great friend for you. It also will kind of trap any oils like throughout the day. It'll kind of sop them up. And I like to put a lot extra on my nose in case I wear my glasses, just to keep it from budging my makeup. But if you're wearing a creamy based liquid or a foundation, BB cream, you do want to kind of set it with some kind of powder so that way it doesn't budge and move around throughout the day. I'm just going to use a wee bit on my eyes. Very, very little bit, but set that concealer. Coverage. I have some sunspots, says Janine. Yep. Do you, the stick foundation right now is like my favorite for this time of year. It is so, so good. Sherry, you love these videos? Thank you. What do you love about them so I can keep doing more of them for you, my friend? I love hearing feedback. All right, so I'm going to be using a little bit of blush. It is the shade Stunning. Do not be afraid of how bright this is. My blushes are super buildable. When you're doing your blush, fun fact, do not go below your nose, okay? Like, draw an imaginary line on your nose. Do not go below that when you're not smiling. So a lot of people smile, and that actually brings more of your skin from down here up. They smile, they do anything that's kind of in that ball, that nice little apple of their cheek, and then when you're done smiling, some of it sags below your nose, and that's actually going to draw your face down. At the age that I'm at, with all the things that have been going on with my skin, I want to lift everything up. Gosh, I wish I could lift like everything up in my body some days, right? But this is going to be like the push-up bra for your face. Keep it above your nose. It's going to help bring that attention, distract from the under eye bag, and then you're also going to like put it here and bring it upwards. So you've got that diagonal contour line. Your blush is going to go from here and then above it. Blush. Blush placement changes based upon your face shape, okay? Play with your blush placement this week. If you've got nowhere to go, if you're just on Zooms or things like that, try it in different ways, all right? Do not go below your nose, so don't smile. okay? And then you can bring it up. So it's not on top, it's not like physically on top of the contour line, but it's above that. It's more like in the higher portion of that cheekbone. Hello, lovely to you too, Leslie. Thank you for tuning in. So excited to have you here. Hi, Sylvia on Instagram. Happy to have you tuning in. Feel free to put hashtag hello, lovely. It's the little way to say hi to me. Another fun thing I've been doing recently is actually putting blush like around here. It's just adding more color to my face, as this is the doldrums of the winter. I'm not really like seeing any sunlight right now. So I'm going right on that kind of upper portion of my cheek, just nice and lightly, and then more in the high portion of my cheekbone and that diagonally up, pulling the face shape up. And then, as I said, I bring it a little bit above my brows right now in that kind of C sweeping shape. It's almost bringing more attention here. It's like really pulling my face up and bringing the attention more to my eyes, which is where I'm focusing, and you have to focus if I'm wearing a mask. Does everyone have to wear masks where you are? I'm always interested because, especially in the US, like it really changes state by state. And I am having so much FOMO. I appreciate the safety. But I gotta tell you, I'm having so much FOMO because I'm seeing people do things that I can't do in my state. And I'm like, oh, one day. But good news is my dad is already vaccinated and my mom's getting her first shot Thursday. So we're really, really happy about that. The big concerns, you know what I mean? It's like we want to make sure that they're okay. My sister, who is older than me, and she is very severely handicapped. She lives in a group home. She and her group home housemate sadly had COVID over the fall or early winter. But because of that, they have some kind of immunity to it, which is pretty cool. Kim's tuning in from Indiana. Yes. Janine, yes, everywhere. All right. So do you see the blush difference? I'm trying to see on the video. I can see it. I can see it in real life. I just want to make sure you can see it. Let me know. Can you see it or not? 100% masks in California, says Krista. Indiana has masks. And Janine says, yes, masks. Forgive me, Janine. I forget where you are. I'm just taking a clean blending fluffy brush just to make sure that that's all blended together. You're always going to want to have like just a clean brush without a lot of product that you don't use with other things, just to help blend. Remember, no harsh lines. That is the trick. If you learn one thing from today's video, it is about blending. Karen says here in Sweden, they've only just started to recommend it in some cases, like public transportation, especially in rush hours. Get out! How different, right? But didn't Sweden, like, do you guys not have that many cases? I can't really tell. All right, so base, face, once again, if you joined in late, it's all about your skincare. Make sure you got great skincare, hydration, eye cream. Then I put on some primer today. I used hydrating primer because it's winter. After that, I went in with my stick foundation. It is super, super hydrating. You can use it for light to full coverage. It's for people who are more like foundation newbies or trying to do something new. I'm telling you, stick foundation is where it's at. You can also double it up and use it for under eye concealer. You can get a darker shade and do your contouring. It's so easy. It is so easy. You just draw on your face like a child, blend it out, and it looks fabulous. And you got to see what I did for my age spots. I just added a little bit more product there because it is very buildable. Then I contoured with the darker shade of the stick foundation, blended that all in to give the dimension and warmth to my face. I added some setting powder to set my face to make sure all that creamy stuff doesn't come off on my mask, doesn't move around. And then I went in with my powder blush. So I did the powder blush after I set my face with some setting powder to kind of create that barrier. Okay, you always want to do your creams and liquids before you do powders, or else you're just going to make mud on your face, and that is not a good thing. The last thing I'm going to do for my base face is I'm actually going to do a little bit of a highlighter. So a bit of a luminizer to catch some light. This is obviously completely optional, but I'll tell you what, it's my secret to Fountain of Youth. It's my secret to people being like, your skin looks so great, it's glowing. Yes, I do take great care of my skin. I really do. I talk about it all the time, but if you take like a light shimmer, eyeshadow, or if you take like a luminizer, basically it's going to catch the light. So we have our contour, we have our blush, and then the luminizer is going to go like right on the tippy top of that bone right there, kind of like where your eye bone is. and this just catches the light, and it's going to give you a really youthful look to your skin. It's going to catch that light so that way it's bringing the attention to the eye area. You can use this also underneath your brow bone, so wherever the sunlight would hit you, brow bone, chin, nose, Cupid's bow, that little V on your lip, chin. Did I say chin when I touched my forehead? This is my forehead. I need that head and shoulders, knees and toes. Your forehead, your nose, Cupid's bow, and your chin. Great areas to catch a little bit of the highlight. Right here on the cheek, upper cheekbone is another great area. Health authorities don't believe that much of it has been afraid that recommending them would make people less likely to stay at home and the smallest hint of feeling unwell. Gotcha. Understand, Karen. Sherry says, I need a refresher course, new routine, and good concealer. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness gracious. Finland and Norway have been doing a good job. That's good to know, Karen. Right, so I'm just taking this, just a light fan brush. Fan brushes are great for this luminizer because it's just a light little sprinkle. It's like a little pixie dust. It's also great to use for blush. Okay, so that's what these tools are used for. A lot of people are like, what the heck is this? It's for your luminizer or your blush. Karen says, we've never had a real mandatory lockdown either. I know. It's just so interesting how different things are in different countries, right? It's a great science experiment. A decade from now, we're gonna know who did it best, right? And who did it the worst. It's hard to accurately say it right now. And that's why I find it so interesting, for a lack of a better word, here in the US, because of course we have 50 states and every single one of the states has different rules. So we're like a micro science experiment. Like you've got all the world doing different things, and then here every single state is like, you do this, you do that. You can't come over here, you can come here, but then you have to quarantine. It's bananas. And myself living in the smallest state, it's been really weird because my state is so small. If you drive 18 miles in any direction, you're either in a new state or the ocean. That's how small my state is. So if you like wanted to go visit a friend who lived 20 miles away, but you can't go to their state, you're out of luck. Out of luck, friends. It's crazy. So, base face. How do you guys feel? You feel good about this? It is really about finding a foundation that you feel comfortable with, whether it's that's light coverage, letting a lot of your coloring and freckles shine through, or full coverage, wanting to have a really nice blank slate. When you do go to that more medium to fuller coverage, you need to add more color in. If you chose to wear something light, like a BB cream, your freckles, your blush, like your natural flush, things like that, your dimension will shine through, and you really don't need to kind of carve that back in. But as you move to more fuller coverage foundation, just know you're going to have a bit more investment in the time and the products that you're going to use to carve that kind of stuff back out. But for me, when I'm doing a more glam look like I'm going to be creating later today, I want to have more of a blank canvas so that way the focus can be on my eyes. There won't be distraction from my age spots or anything like that. You could be a bit more particular with it. So I hope that you all have a great day. As I said, I'm going to go off and now create this pre-recorded video for you. If you ever have things that you have questions about, you want me to share in a tutorial, let me know. I love making these Minute with Mary videos. They bring me joy. I love connecting with you. So thank you for writing and keeping me company throughout all of this. And I hope that you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. And don't forget to join my VIP group. If you're not in my VIP group on Facebook, it is just search the hashtag Minute with Mary. Request to join. It's free. I share tons of different tips and tricks in there. I do giveaways, all sorts of fun stuff. So I will see you